You were nervous?
I am nervous. Okay.
That's funny. I'm the one that doesn't know the questions.
True. I don't either. I just printed them out. Okay. Well, hey, welcome to 21 Questionable Questions with Rachel, the team lead here at Keller Williams Northeast. We figured we would ring in the new year. Letter. So we're going to ring in the new year. We're doing our first official 21 Questionable Questions with Michael D. King, who's going to be our new productivity coach in the Ignite Initiative. So, are you excited?
Incredibly.
Incredibly excited.
Yeah? Yes.
I know we're excited to have you. It's been super fun.
Yes.
Since you came over, you're just part of the family, so now we get to build the family.
Yes.
It'll be super fun. Okay, so here's the concept. 21 questionable questions. I have taken his bio and I've thrown it into ChatGPT and had her work on a full run of really quirky questions. So there's 16 really fun, unusual, quirky questions. And there's 5 serious ones about his business. So we're going to get started. You ready? Are you ready?
Sure.
I don't know. Okay.
I'm a person that likes to be prepared.
I know.
This is flying. I'm building the airplane as we go. So
I know.
go.
You're really doing something uncomfortable, and that means a lot. I know it's going to mean a lot to our agents that you're willing to do those things because...
Let's step out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because real estate's stepping outside the box and being
That's what it
uncomfortable,
is.
right? Okay, so let's start. First one, latitude, attitude. If you could change your latitude one more time, where would you go and what's the first thing you pack?
Wow. My latitude one more time would stay within Arizona, but into a different locale. So I would definitely pack, let's have a big suitcase.
Okay.
But I would definitely pack family first. Then I have to have more things than that.
That's a really big suitcase then.
It's a big suitcase.
That's a big suitcase.
I gotta bring, it's luggage, right?
Yeah.
We call it luggage, so we're bringing our luggage. But I'd also have to have the fun things. So I'd have to have my cars.
Your cars. Yes, you and your cars.
Yeah.
We need a series of collections that Michael's had over the years.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. I love it. Okay. Santa confessions.
Oh boy. Is this from the real Santa?
So for all of you who didn't know, our Santa versus Grinch, which is our photo shoot we do for the community, Mr. Michael D. King was our beautiful, wonderful Santa, and I was our Grinch. So it was really fun to kind of jump in and do those things. So we'll catch you up with that.
Another thing that I stepped off the ledge for. So.
Yes. Definitely not my thing either, but we had a lot of fun.
It was great.
Yeah,
really
Santa ended up having better shenanigans than the Grinch, but I still won, so there's that. Okay, so what's the most ridiculous thing a kid has ever asked for from Santa, and how did you respond?
The most ridiculous thing. That is a very difficult question. This could last a long time.
I know.
This could last 21 hours.
I know. It'd be awesome.
The most difficult thing. This is funny, and I don't know if it's the most difficult thing in the world, but the one thing that one of the little boys asked for was a bicycle. But then he upgraded it to a motorized bicycle, and then he really wanted a Suzuki. It was pretty specific on this large hot crotch rocket that this little 4.5-year-old wanted.
And your parents got him started early, huh?
Apparently. And at first I'm like, well, a bike, and then how do you talk yourself? Okay, son, you're not going to get that.
That's funny.
It was fun.
Well, dirt bikes is definitely an Arizona thing too.
Yeah, it definitely is.
Yeah.
But he was going for the fast bikes. He was going for the fast bikes.
I hope his parents buckled their seatbelts because sounds like they're in for a
Buckle
ride.
in their wallets too, because those are not cheap.
All right, number 3, Grinch matchup. In a tag team wrestling match, Santa and the Grinch face off against Batman and the Joker. Who wins and how?
Oof.
Oh, and Batman's my favorite. We're going.
Well,
I love it.
That's easy.
Okay.
Because one, Santa Claus is in all places.
Okay.
So we can take that out. And then we just bring in the Grinch that can do all things as far as coming up through ceilings and all this. We would be too sneaky. They could not beat us.
They couldn't beat it because we would be more sneaky.
Yeah.
More shenanigans.
Shenanigans is a good word. Yes.
Like KW Northeast, dash shenanigans. That's what it has. Yeah.
It doesn't say that out front.
It should.
I thought it did.
It should. All right. Dog dictatorship. Kara is suddenly in charge of your household. What is her first executive order?
Well, first off, she's not suddenly in charge. She has always been in charge.
She's already in charge.
Last night was perfect.
Don't we feel like all of our animals
Yes.
are in charge?
I
Yeah.
think her first, what was it? The question that
It was Kara is suddenly in charge of the
first
household.
directive.
What's her first executive order?
Her first executive order is to get rid of the other little dog, Kinsey.
She just
So,
wants all her
Yeah,
time.
she wants, Kara's the queen. So Kara would want the other dog that was introduced to help Kara. Gone, for sure.
So she's gonna help
Help
Kenzie.
that one out the door, for sure. Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. I mean, they are territorial, so it's kind of funny, when they're like, "This is just they're my humans,"
Well, yeah, they're funny to interact. Last night, especially last night was July, New Year's Eve, right? So all the stuff. Kara is very bad at explosions and fireworks,
Yeah.
and the little one is not.
Didn't you have her like in a bathtub? Like,
Yeah,
oh.
all of it. Yeah, it was
Aw.
very sad. But previous to that, the little one knows that Kara's in distress, and she was just so trying to excite her and run around
Yeah.
and interact. The interaction's amazing. Don't tell my wife I said that,
Oops,
because I'm on Kara's side.
you're on Kara's side. And wife's on Kenzie's side then, huh?
Oh, 100%.
Oh my gosh. Okay, zombie apocalypse survival. So, you're stuck in a zombie apocalypse with 3 tools: a vintage car, a real estate sign, and a pool noodle. What's your survival plan?
My God. A vintage car.
A real estate sign
A real estate
and a pool noodle.
Boy, I could really be snarky here. We could park that vintage car out in front of a very dilapidated house
Okay.
and use the real estate sign and mark a very high price on that house, and nobody would come.
So you're telling me that if you price your house outside market value, then no one will show up?
It tends to happen that way. It does.
Okay, but the pool
So-
noodle, what do we do with the pool noodle?
Pool noodles, just entertain yourself.
Okay, so we got entertainment while we're keeping everybody away. I
Yes.
love it. I love it. So don't outprice your home, because that is a real thing. Based on markets, stuff that
Right.
you're listing for sure. Okay, worst holiday song. If you had to listen to one holiday song on repeat for eternity, which one would you make snap first?
Whatever that Mariah Carey thing is. I'm sorry, it's the human society.
So Mariah
I'm done.
Carey's geesh, the one that's always playing.
Yes, the one that
Yeah.
I try to erase from my mind. Let's not bring it up.
Now it's just gonna loop. It's
Yeah.
looping. Is it looping?
Not yet.
It's looping.
It's going to get there. I'm going to be mad at you.
Okay, so mystery superpower. If you could have one useless superpower, like turning traffic lights green, but only at midnight, what would it be?
I could have one useless.
Useless.
I would want doors to open and close before I get there for me. Like all doors, like car doors, doors to homes.
So you
Those
never
things.
have to open or
So you
shut a
never
door.
have to open a door or lock or unlock it. So they automatically lock. They automatically unlock.
So you're just always given access.
Yeah,
and then
I just get
protected.
to walk.
I love.
I just get to move.
We know when you're making all the money, then we're gonna hire you an assistant that's gonna open and shut doors for you.
Yeah.
I couldn't do
But-
that.
But no, you know what I would do.
What?
I would then create them to be like me, and then they'd have to hire someone too. So it's a
So
big
you just
group.
you're just gonna
It's
create the
the way
leaders
it
underneath
works.
you, and then
Right.
it just keeps going. I love it. All right, real it or horror story. What's the weirdest or funniest thing you've ever seen happen at a home showing?
Okay.
I know sometimes we have to be so PG with these
This
things.
is this is public though, and actually it's not a PG thing. It's just something I'm quite embarrassed about.
Yeah.
Is I had a house that it had overwhelming smells, and I had to convince the person that the smells, it wasn't like horrific like cigarette type smells or anything like that, but it was the smell that was overwhelming in the house that they didn't want to use cleaners. So they boiled cinnamon before I got there, before I went and did the showing or the open house.
Mm-hmm.
And then they shut it off when they left. Or actually, I shut it off when they left, and during the course of the 3 hours, it started smelling again, so I turned it back on. Then went out and forgot that I had that burning on their stove. So these people that are hypersensitive to smells got to come home to their home. I actually had to explain to them why their house smelled so horrible, which it did, because if you've ever burnt cinnamon on a stove into a pot and just let it go, it's not good.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I had to call and say, yeah, everything's good, fairly good turnout today. By the way, I almost burnt down your house, but we should be getting an
I was
offer.
trying to mess with. Yeah, that's hard. And smells, it's one of like your top 3 deterrents,
Right.
when it comes to buyers. So it's almost like our noses tell us when we want to do or not do something, So
100%, especially me.
the charcoal thing,
Yes.
we're going to have to try that.
Too bad I didn't have a bag of charcoal in it.
But it's you have to do that in your open house, like little kit. Seriously.
It's not a bad idea.
It's not a bad idea. Like have it in a container, like that way you just like open and shut.
I have to get another vehicle for that.
Oh my gosh.
It's a good idea.
Okay, Carrie's gonna kill me. No. Okay, the ultimate cheat day. What's a perfect cheat meal? And yes, we expect it to be over the top.
Oh, well, it won't be. Because I'm addicted to pizza, the cheat meal would be pizza even though I can have it. So I always eat pizza. I love pizza.
Just you love, but what kind of pizza?
It really doesn't matter.
Really?
Oh,
But are you like a
when
pineapple on a pizza person or not?
I would, not on a norm.
I feel like that breaks up families.
It does. It
Are
really does.
you a pineapple?
Are you a pineapple person?
Yeah.
My wife is not a pineapple person nor ham, and I'm not a big ham fan either.
That's
But
funny.
I love. There's a couple places around us that have very specialty pizzas, and that's what I end up doing. So I've had cornmeal crust with steak on it and shrimp.
So do you have a
which is very
favorite
good.
style though? Like
Thin crust all the way.
oh
Yeah.
man, you think
Why load the carbs when you can get all the good taste?
Mm. Oh, but then the doughy, I can't have pizza, so I'm
Wow.
sitting here like.
Again, this could be now a 4-hour program because I could talk to you all about a history of
A pizza.
deep
Oh my
pan dish coming from the Midwest. It's a thing.
You would know that because you totally will go down a rabbit hole to figure something out. I love it.
Well, yes, be careful with me.
So if you could, furniture whispers. If you could give life to one piece of furniture you've restored, what would it say about your work?
Oh, well, it would say very loving things for sure. And I can imagine that the furniture that I've redone, repurposed, and just the smiles that would come out of that furniture's eyes, knowing that it was probably destined just for it to be into the trash.
Mm-hmm.
And for this one particular piece that I'm talking about is a large cabinet that had come from Spain or Mexico, somewhere on that side. And it was probably the next 5 years would have been in somebody's garbage, and it's going to be used for the rest of its life. Once I get a bigger office here,
Oh, we get to see this piece?
I would bring it all in here.
Oh
for sure.
my gosh. Now I have to see this piece.
Yes.
So what color was it?
Well, there's 2, but so I matched them.
Yeah.
It was very, very rough old wood,
Okay.
and the whole cabinet's made out of wood.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was very diligently brought back to life as far as bringing moisture back to the
Love
wood and all
it.
things. Yeah.
So you really fed back in what it needed.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
Absolutely.
excited to see these pieces. I love furniture though. Okay, Santa's naughty list. You're writing Santa's naughty list. Which real estate trend is getting cold this year? Which one? Which one, Michael? Okay, because I feel like a few of them could.
The biggest one, and it's
That's actually fun.
my biggest gripe right now, and I've said this in front of people. I probably shouldn't have said it before, but I think that if you are an uneducated in this market, you are doing a disservice to the clientele. That if you aren't in front of what is going on in this market as far as the rules changes, and some that will probably change in the future, and having those discussions at a high level, you are doing a disservice to your clients.
So you're saying that the real estate trend of not being educated and not taking that seriously?
Not being educated, not showing up is a big deal. And showing up,
Treating it like a real job.
right? Like treating it like a real job.
It's It's like a thing.
Yeah, there's that.
And we were talking about that earlier, right? It still requires the same amount of working hours. You just don't work the same hours, right? Realtor hours are different.
Right.
If you're on a different time schedule, but it
Well,
should
and
be
people
treated like
block
any
out
business.
people block out times. I think it's 8 to 5 or 10 to 2 or whatever their times are. But it's really not like that. What it really is it's looser than, and you need to have your time blocks correct. But you may work from 6 in the morning to 10 in the morning, and then you're done until 1 or so, and or 2 or 3. Now, how you fill that time is up to you, right? How you want to run your business, but that's really what it is, and not being a 9 to 5 job. It's just sporadic throughout. You're answering the phone. You're doing things at 8, 9 o'clock at night. Maybe not answering the phone, but you're
11
definitely on
yeah.
social media, responding to people, doing all the things.
Yeah, it kind of never stops. I think, it's an all-encompassing kind of industry to be in, So, okay, poolside playlist. You're lounging by the pool. What's one song in your playlist that you'd be embarrassed for anyone to hear? I love this.
How about Baby's Got Back? There you go.
I like it.
LA hips and an Oakland booty.
Yeah, right? Oh my gosh, I love it. I love it. Oh, see, I actually have a few that I'm like, I shouldn't, yeah.
So you should have heard this office, what day was it? Friday, that I was here by myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was lit up with all stuff, all music, all kinds.
Oh my gosh.
It was funny.
That is.
I was really hoping I wasn't being recorded.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Baby's got that. Okay. Grinch revenge. If the Grinch had one more trick to pull on Santa at the photo shoot, what would it be? I don't know, for one thing to work.
I feel this is a trick question. See, we've already dedicated ourselves to doing this next year. And I think she's lining me up here to figure out what will get me.
Me? I would never.
So, I think Mr. Santa Claus has advised me in the back of the head not to answer this question.
You're pleading the fifth on this one?
I'm not saying 5th.
No.
I'm saying the 10th or the 11th.
I love it. Okay. Guilty pleasures. Sam, I just need to get a trick to work next year. That's my
I think it's
goal.
hilarious that none of them did.
None of them did. None of them did. All yours went off like a hitch. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's the Grinch, right?
Right.
Please, everyone, tell her, call her up, say
right?
the Grinch things don't work. That's the whole idea behind the Grinch.
Because it's not about the gifts. It's about all the who's. Okay. Okay, that's a whole thing for another time. That's a whole segment for another time. Okay, guilty pleasures. What's the one movie, TV show, or hobby you secretly love but would never admit until now?
The one movie,
Or show.
or hobby that I would never admit
Until now.
That is, I have no idea. I would never admit. I think I'm too much of an open book.
Like, I love historical things, right? But Vampire Diaries. Like, I didn't even watch Twilight. I didn't want to watch Vampires Twinkle, right? But the historic background, like, I literally was like, oh, and people are like, you watch Vampire Diaries?
Well,
oh my, and I'm like, no, I'm not into it. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
so not that I do it, not that I go out and search and do this, but with my grands, our littles, I've discovered an affinity, which I didn't have with my kids, of the new animation movies, of these stories that are told. And I think it's because they're at a different level. A 3-year-old can watch, a 5-year-old, a 10-year-ld, and then an adult can go, oh,
so
wow.
you secretly
this is
love to
about
watch
experience.
children's movies? Is that what you're talking?
Yeah,
You're still a kid at heart?
No.
Dude,
No, I
my
like
husband
figuring
laughs
things out.
at that
I
stuff.
like
I'm
figuring
like,
things
that
out,
wasn't
and that's
funny.
the fact. Is that
Oh.
because, and I don't,
They're more
I don't
complex.
remember them. I don't remember the movie with all of those spirit things that were in the air. I remember the
It was a
names.
recent one, right?
Yeah, it was very recent.
Oh.
In the last 5-10 years.
Can you tell my littles are not little?
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm a
and it
little
was
bit
one of those things like, oh, and I'll tell you one other one, but it's not something I would watch. My wife was addicted to Married at First Sight. So that was her time because I couldn't stand it. I couldn't stand the concept.
Yeah.
I couldn't stand the whole thing. But I would listen. I'm in my office. I could still hear the TV. And then I would walk by and then I'd stop for a second. Then finally it was sitting down for a second and she's telling me all the things about the stuff and whatever. I'm going, oh my God, I'm not doing this. I'm not. So yeah, that was something else that I just refused to get into because of that.
But you know all about it by osmosis.
Only because I listen to my wife.
Good answer. Carrie, did you hear that?
Yeah.
Okay. Time travel, Michael. If you could visit your younger self in Racine, Wisconsin,
Ooh.
what advice would you give, and would young Michael even listen?
Mm-mm. No, I know he wouldn't, because he was given the advice by his uncle multiple times, and on different levels. So the one level is the advice that we give our children, especially being in this industry, of how we can make money and how to invest our money and how not to waste our money. Yeah, I did all of it. That's why I love cars. I worked hard. I made a lot of money, and I spent it, and it was great times, especially in the high school and college days, right? But the one thing that the older Michael would tell younger Michael, and he might listen, maybe, is take better care of yourself, for sure.
Yeah.
So
We take that for granted many times, So, I love that one. I don't think we ever stop taking care of ourselves, right?
right.
You
And
know.
then quite honestly, and this is a little deep, but I did, and maybe dark, but I always had a retirement plan. I died before I was going to retire, because that was the outcome and the condition of type 1 diabetes that I am, that I have. That was just the outcome. It was just that way. And now we're sitting at the age of 55 and going, oh, wow, yeah, guess we're not going to die. Let's have a new plan. So.
Would you say die healthy?
Yeah, my plan is one of my goals. My 411 GPS is to die healthy.
I like that, because that means so many different things too. Huh?
It does,
And it's ever evolving as you navigate.
So we're going to make a TV program about this. We'll have a podcast, and we'll have different segments. That'll be one of them.
That'll be one of them.
That's a very thick conversation for sure.
I like that. We'll have to get that started too. We're add that to the list of all the things we're gonna do, because we're gonna do all the things.
Oh, we're good.
No? Okay. Dinner party legends. You invite 3 famous people, dead or alive, to a dinner party. Who's coming, and what are you serving? Pizza?
No, it wouldn't be pizza.
What pizza?
I am, but I'm also I cook at heart. So I love cooking very elaborate, healthy type meals. You wouldn't believe it, but I do.
I know, we got a little challenge.
Yeah,
with
we do.
air
It's not
fryer
a
and
challenge.
healthy.
It's not a challenge for me.
Not for you. It'll be a challenge for me.
This is a step down for me, actually, but whatever. But I would certainly, right now I'm on a salmon kick, but it would probably be a mixture of surf and turf of some sort, wonderful salad, and
And who though?
who?
Who? Because you get 3, right? Dead or alive.
Oof. Dead or alive? Only because I just read an article. Possibly Elvis, just because then I could figure out if he was dead or alive, right?
Okay.
Is Neil Armstrong, because Crouch, this is aimed right at you. If we got Neil Armstrong, we could find out if we actually landed on the moon or not, right?
Okay. I like it.
And then it would have to be family. And those choices are kind of jokes, because quite honestly, it would be my aunt, my mom.
Some of those ones that help shape.
Yeah, the people that pass way too early in life.
Yeah. I know the ones that I feel like I know when they're not here.
Yeah.
Because you talk about them all the time, all of the little stories and stuff. I love that. So really connection with family and to figure things out that no one knows.
Right.
Just saying.
Crouch. I'd have one up on you.
Oh gosh, I love this. Okay, are we ready for the very serious stuff?
Oh, this wasn't serious?
Oh, I know that actually kind of went a little bit. Okay. Mentor wisdom. What's the single most important lesson you've learned about mentorship, and how do you bring that, or how are you going to bring that to your role as productivity coach?
Do the right thing always. Easy question.
Mm-hmm.
Do the right thing always.
Mm-hmm. And doing the right thing.
Do the right thing, and the right things happen. That's the soul. Whether that is doing the right thing outside of what's going to generate whatever your goals or your that's money or whatever, If it's outside of that standard, do the right thing, and the right thing that you're looking for is going to happen, 100%.
And sometimes doing the right thing is not always the right thing for you, right?
Oh, it's like this
You
little
know,
interview.
so I know. But it's about that, right? And through that we grow and we learn and stuff. So don't you sneak. You read my questions.
She's thinking I could see.
Okay, agent growth. What's one piece of advice you would give agents struggling to grow their business in today's market?
Show up.
Mm.
Just show up.
Mm-hmm.
I've grown so much in so little time by just listening to what other people have to say. Don't try and recreate the wheel. Everyone wants to. They come up, it's their business, and they want to recreate everything. No, Gary Keller says it very well. Don't. He's written a book. Just follow the book.
Mm-hmm.
You know, read, and take advice from people you respect.
I like that.
And listen, and show up. That's it.
Creativity comes when you're tweaking it to fit what you need.
Right.
But you have to learn it first. So you have to trust the models, right?
Yeah,
I
you
love
get
that.
the model, and then you can warp the model to your own.
1,000%.
Yeah.
And then it keeps morphing.
Oh, it always does.
It always
right?
does, yeah. Okay, innovation in real estate. If you could change one outdated practice in the real estate industry, what would it be and why?
One outdated practice.
Mm. So many.
Let's talk about a few of them. One outdated practice. One of the things that's already ended really is driving people around in your car.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that would be that's the first thing that came to my mind, but I literally have never driven a.
We still hold insurance for it, though.
Yeah, well, we still do.
Because we have to. Yeah.
We still do, right? I mean,
Yeah.
my insurance on my car is because of, not because I need replacement values, because of this, what Keller Williams standard is, right?
Yeah, most brokerages, yeah. I mean, I'm not going to lie, it's probably been a decade since I've driven a client around in my car.
I was going to say I never have, but now there's 2 occasions I can think of where I did.
Yeah.
But that, you know, there's something that it's the elephant in the room for everyone, and it's hard. It's not as hard as shoveling manure or paving streets, but picking up that phone is just a.
I was praying and hoping you were going to say this.
Something, you know, if you could change that, I don't even know if it's an outdated practice.
I think it's just it's like it's a practice that has been outdated.
Yes.
And it's not.
Yeah.
Like we're paid to pick up our phones, right?
Right. Well, and I'm actually talking about some of the outbound calls and things like that. But yes, pick up the phones. That's becoming more and more difficult because of scams and
I know.
but it's
There's a lot of
100% necessary for someone to pick up their phone. I can tell you right now, there's an agent outside of our brokerage that very likely lost a sale because they didn't answer 4 different numbers or return the phone call for 3 days to me.
It hurts.
And they came back. Oh, I'm sure it was important. Sorry I missed your call. That was 3 days after. In a text, never called, and then said, "I'm waiting." And I went, "Huh, good."
Wow.
Good.
That's
so some of the communications through the phone needs to be challenged on the way we do things, and I think we've started that with just trying to eliminate the word scripting, because I'm gonna probably get flack. I don't really believe in the word scripting. I don't like it.
No.
But I do believe in a model of outlining what you need to say or what you want to get across, so that you can have a flowing conversation. That only comes from sitting in the room, listening to other people, and getting the education that is afforded to you to be able to have those conversations fluidly.
I agree. Yeah, because it's just not. No, I think we don't know what's in our tool belt, right? So once we understand that, then we can have an organic conversation to solve a problem, right?
Well, moreover, we're in a people business.
Agreed.
So following a script isn't going to. You're now going to try and fit what you're going to say to what group. No, let's see what the person needs and then react to that with the knowledge that we have.
I love that.
That's been a philosophy of mine for a long time.
And it works too, because it builds better relationships because you're actually doing what you need to for your client, listening.
Right.
Okay, defining success. How do you define success in going into productivity coaching? What does that look like for the agents you're going to mentor?
in Michael's world, it looks really good for the agents I'm going to mentor.
I love it. That's why,
Really
that's why he's here.
Defining success for me is could be on a small scale and on a grand scale. So on a small scale, making the connections for some of the little things that some people need. In productivity coaching, I don't believe that it's, first off, it's not cast overall. It's going to be certainly individual, and it's certainly not getting into your business. It's more figuring out what do you need to overcome, what hurdle is standing in your way to get to you to the next level of whatever goal you may have. Everyone thinks it's money. Well, money is nice.
It's actually
It's not. It's not why I'm sitting here today.
It's a
It is
catalyst
not.
to getting what
And-
it is your
and
why is.
Quite
right?
honestly, my why is doing what I'm going to be doing in this new position. It's
We're gonna
100%.
We're into people all day.
Yeah, and so growing people, it would be the catalyst or the pinnacle of success for me.
Yeah.
Seeing others grow around me as I grow with them, that's success.
I like it. I like it. So there's an African little saying, right? And the word is Ubuntu. And it means I am because we are.
Yes.
I grow, I get to grow because we grow together, right? And this industry it's all about that. And running a brokerage, right? It's all about the peopling.
Right.
Because they have to people, we have to people them. And that's it. When you say people, you're just loving them genuinely and looking at who they are, and trying to help them navigate through those things.
Yeah, don't, and one of my things in that statement is don't outgrow that philosophy. As you become incredibly successful, and I've worked with some very successful, top-notch real estate agents in this company and outside this company, the ones that I respect the most are the ones that never forgot their why. They never forgot who they're serving, and whether it's whatever it is. If it's their clients serve them building more a better life for their family, a bigger house for their family for certain reasons or whatever it might be, or simply the goals of being able to take your family on a world venture or a trip or whatever those goals might be. That's your goals, but don't forget what your why was. Don't get bigger than what you think you should be, if that makes sense. Don't get bigger than.
Always allow your
Than
why
your
to be
why.
bigger than you.
Oh, that's a very good way to put it.
I like it, because if you're bigger than your why, then
Yeah.
you've lost sight, right?
You've lost sight, and you've lost sight of all of the people around you. And
Oh,
I
I
do
love
see
that.
that a lot. I mean,
Yeah, that's the
I don't
toughest
talk
thing.
about it a lot, but you do see it a lot.
That's probably one of the hardest things in any lucrative industry, is watching that happen.
100%.
So our why must always be bigger than us. Okay, last question.
Gary, you're going to take that from me.
What
We're
legacy?
trademarking that. We're writing a book.
Right now. What legacy do you want to leave in the real estate industry, and how does your work contribute to that vision? I feel like you preluded into that a little bit, but
It might be different than what you think. The legacy that I want to leave is with with my special needs son, and that this industry is going to create wealth that can be maintained by him while I'm gone at his level, so that as I tell him, when you're sleeping at night, you're making money. So that is going to be one of the biggest things
I like
as
that.
far as the legacy goes.
So leaving that sustainable life for
Right.
those little ones that you have.
Now, along with that, of course, is probably the answer you thought would be the growth of the people around. But and I've done that through my career in the past. That I talk about quite often. Is I've built people into positions they never thought that they could be, and that is exciting for me.
That is fun. I think watching someone, I don't want to say blossom, but come into their power. Right. It is probably one of the most infectious things to watch. I think it's what keeps us through the hard days in leadership, is going, when you watch that, it's almost like kiddos, it's like
Very
this
much.
unapologetic humanness that you get to witness, and you got to witness it. It's
very much.
Yeah, to watch them do that. So, okay, super fun. But I'm going to ask you one more question. And here in KW, we have a belief system. It's called the Y4C2Ts. Okay, and it means a lot of things. We're going to talk about those in later segments we do and whatnot. But out of win-win, all of our going down, which Y4C2T are you?
100%. I am win-win or no deal.
Yeah. Yeah.
I live it. I live
Yep.
it. I literally just recently went through not wanting a listing. I didn't take the listing because I didn't think the client was going to win. And in waiting for that and being steadfast in my belief and strong and again maintaining the knowledge of what's going on in the market, that client is going to win by that patience and that dedication to saying, oh boy, the money would be nice if I could do it, but I'd have to drop the price below what their goal is, and I need to have their goal before mine.
I think you've done a really good job with that deal overall, making sure that integrity, the win-win no deal, because it was never about profit, it was about what's best for him.
Right.
Even as he continues to come and provide more, things, you're just.
If anything can be learned out of that is and Alex has talked about this, many other people have talked about this, is keep reinforcing what the client said as their goal. I call it the goal. It said other things, express their opinions, their feelings, whatever it might be. That if they get off track of their goal or start changing their goal, bring that up. Are we changing the goal or are we staying on the same route?
Yeah.
And many times they want to stay on the same route.
Yeah.
But they just wanted to move faster than what that route will take. If you do the right thing happens, right? So.
Do the activities and money will come. You just got to do what you were asked to do. So, well, I love it. It is January 1st, 2025. Can you believe it? I can't believe it.
I can't believe we don't have shirts yet.
That's
you know what
happen.
the shirt is going to say? All of you, it's going to say Thrive in 2025. You know it.
I know. It's a great shirt.
You're good.
Yeah. Because that's all we're going to be. We're intentionally
Gary's
purposeful.
already got thousands of them printed, probably.
Yeah, probably. All the things. I know. I was just thinking I got to go through a Red Label store and see what I haven't seen, to add those collections. So,
I'm a t-shirt freak, so.
I know. The KW shirts. They're so much fun. So, well, hey, I'm excited. I know you're excited.
It's going to be
And by the way, KW also believes 7 hugs a day is super important to keep us connected. So, Michael, you are my first official hug of 2025. So, we're going to have a great year. Yeah.
It's going to be phenomenal. I'm excited, and I'm excited for all of you.
Yep, we are. All right, until next time, we find out and dig into some fun things. But until then, I'm going to hand the buck off to Mr. King, and we're going to grow this market center and help grow our agents and do all the things that are necessary for us to just be a monumental moving part of this industry. So, all right.
It's going to be phenomenal.
It's going to be great.
See ya.